Now we see the next part of this chapter, that is the line segment. So in the book Mathematics Part 1 for the Standard 9, we have learned that the union and intersection of sets in the topic on sets. Now we see in this chapter, that is the segment, array and line as a set of points. See the first, that is the line segment. Line segment is the part of line. It has two endpoints. See here, these are the segment A and B, union set of a point A and B, and the points between A and B is called as the segment AB. So here the A and here B, and between this point we called as the segment AB. Segment AB is written as this type, segment AB in brief, and segment AB also means that the segment BA. AB means BA. So point A and B are called as the end point of, these are the end point of this segment. So distance between the end point of a segment is called as the length of the segment. We write this type also, length of AB is equal to distance AB as a same. So length of AB equal to 5 and also written as AB equal to 5. Now we see the next point, that is the array AB. So here the A, B are the two distinct points and the union set of all points on segment AB. The point P such that ABP means B is between A and P. Here B, A and P is called as the array AB. Here point A is called as the end point of the array. This array extend only one side. A is the end point of this array. Now we see the next, that is the line AB. The union set of point on a ray AB and opposite ray of AB is called as the line AB. The set of point of a segment AB is subset of a point line AB. That line also does not have any end point. It goes infinity in both directions. So we cannot measure the length of line because line extend both sides. And ray also extend one side. So we cannot measure the length of ray and length of line. Now we see the next point, that is the congruent segment. So length of two segments is equal. Then the two segments are congruent. See in here, segment AB and segment CD. Suppose segment AB 5 cm, CD also 5 cm. Then segment AB congruent segment CD. So we write this type, the length of AB equal to length of CD. Then the segment AB congruent segment CD. So these are the congruent segment. Now properties of the congruent segment. Reflexivity. In this property, now properties of congruent segment, that is the first point is a reflexivity. Reflexivity means compare itself or own. Here segment AB compare segment AB also. So segment AB congruent segment AB. Now second point, symmetry. In a symmetry there compare two segments. One segment AB and second one CD. So segment AB congruent to segment CD, then segment CD congruent to segment AB. Now third point, that is the transitivity. In this point there is the compare three segments. Here AB, CD and EF. So segment AB congruent segment CD congruent EF and AB congruent EF. First congruent second, second congruent third and first congruent again third one. Now next point is a midpoint of a segment. See this segment AMB. M is the midpoint of this segment and M divided into two parts of this segment. AMB. So M is a between A and B. So segment AM congruent segment MB. So these are congruent segments. Then M is called as the midpoint of the segment AB. Every segment has one and only one midpoint. Now we see the next pointer, that is the comparison of segment. Now see the segment AB and segment CD. Observe these two segments. Here AB smaller than CD or CD greater than AB. So the length of the segment AB is less than the length of segment CD. It is written as segment AB less than segment CD or segment CD greater than segment AB. So the comparison of segments depend on their lengths. Now we see the next point, perpendicularity of segment or rays. See in this segment AB and this line CD. Here CD make this segment AB, that is the right angle, means 90-degree angle. If the line containing two segments, two rays or a ray and a segment are perpendicular to each other, then the two segments, two rays or the segments and the ray are said to be perpendicular to each other. Means here make angle of 90 degree. Then that segment and that ray become a perpendicular to each other. So we write segment AB perpendicular line CD. So segment AB perpendicular ray CD. Now we see the next point, that is the distance of a point from a line. See the line AB and here the segment CD. So the segment CD perpendicular AB. Here make an angle 90 degree. So the point D lies on AB. The point is lies on this AB. Then the length of CD is called the distance of point C from line AB. So this is the distance from line AB, that is the CD. So the point D is called as the foot of the perpendicular. So length CD is equal to A. Then the point C is at the distance A. This distance become A from the line AB. Now we see the next part, that is the practice set 1.2. Students, now we study practice set 1.2. See the question number first. The following table shows points on a number line and their coordinates. Decide whether the pair of segments given below the table are congruent or not. See the table. Here the points given A, B, C, D, E, and here coordinate -3, 5, 2, -7 and 9. Now we see the first sub question, that is the segment DE and segment AB are congruent or not. Now first we find out the segment DE distance. So distance DE is equal to, now here the coordinate of D -7 and coordinate of E 9. So which is the greater? 9 greater. So greater number and minus that smaller number. So 9 minus -7. So here 9 minus -7, minus plus. So what is the addition? 9 plus 7 is equal to 16. So distance between D is 16. Now we find the next segment AB. So distance between AB is equal to, what is the coordinate of A? -3 and coordinate of B 5. So which one is greater? 5 is greater. So 5 minus -3 minus plus, so 5 plus 3 is equal to 8. See the distance D is 16 and distance AB 8. This is not equal. Therefore segment DE is not congruent of segment AB. Now in this question there is more sub questions, second and third, same is as above. Now we see the question number second. What is the question? Point M is the midpoint of segment AB. If AB is equal to 8, then find the length of AM. See, here I draw the diagram. This is the segment AB and M is the midpoint. M divide this AB into equal parts. So we find out the length of AM. Now here the length of AM is equal to half the length of AB. So first find out length of AM half. What is the length of AB? That is the 8. So 2 divide 8, that is the 4. So length of AM is equal to 4. This is the second question. Now we see the next question, third. What is the question? Point P is the midpoint of segment CD. If CP is equal to 2.5, find the length CD. See the here diagram. CD is the segment, P is the midpoint. What we find out? That is the length of CP. So length of CP is equal to half the length of CD. Okay, so put here value 2.5, half into, right here length of CD. Okay, so here 2 divide, here that side multiply. So 2.5 into 2 is equal to length of CD. So 2.5 into 2, 5 is equal to length of CD. Therefore, length of CD is equal to 5. So this is the question number 3. Now see the question number 4. What is the given? If AB equal to 5 centimeter, BP equal to 2 centimeter and AP equal to 3.4 centimeter. Compare the segments. In this value, which one is a getter? 5. So 5 greater than 3.4 greater than 2. So 5 is a segment, that is the AB. So AB greater than 3.4 in AP. So AP greater than BP. This is the comparison of these 3 segments. Now we see the next question. Question number 5. What is the question number 5? Write the answer to the following questions with the reference to figure 1.13. This figure given in your textbook. See in this number line, that is the T, S, R, P, Q. These are the points. Now here 7 questions. So we see the first question. Write the name of the opposite ray of ray RP. These are the ray RP. So opposite ray, that is the RT or SR. So what is the answer? Ray RT and ray SR. So these are the opposite ray. Now we see the second question. Write the intersection set of ray PQ and ray RP. So here the ray PQ. See here ray PQ. These are the ray PQ. Ray PQ and ray RP. These are the ray RP. So these ray RP extend. So what is the common? So common ray become a PQ. So here answer is a ray PQ. Now see the third question. Write the union set of ray PQ and ray QR. PQ and QR. What is the union set? Both of these are. So QR. So what is the answer? Ray QR is a union set of these PQ and QR. Now next question. State the ray of which segment QR is a subset. This segment QR. Subset of that QR or RQ. So here a ray RQ and a ray QR. Now we see the question number 5. Write the pair of opposite ray with common endpoint R. These are the endpoint R. So opposite ray RQ or RT. So we write here a ray RQ and a ray RT. Okay. Now next question. Write any 2 points with common endpoint S. These are the S. So SQ or ST. So write here ray SQ and ray ST. Now last question. Write the intersection set of ray SP and ST. SP and ST. What is the intersection common of these 2? So here only one, that is the S point. Point S is a common. So we write here point S. This is the answer.